30 January 2023, and we continue in this year 2023 when Zimbabwe is going to have one of its most important elections. And this year 2023 is the year of the angry voter, and this is what I've been telling people. 2023 is not about anything except the angry voter. The angry Zimbabwean is going to make a big statement in 2023, and when we get to August and September, you are all going to remember these words that I've been saying, that 2023 is going to be different. There is no election in Zimbabwe that has ever been like this particular election, and many people don't understand it, including popular award-winning Zimbabwean journalist Hopo Chingono. Chingono was recorded in a long conversation of about 34 minutes talking to a state security agent, and he said a lot about Nelson Chamisa. He said a lot about the elections, and he said a lot about what is wrong with Zimbabwe. Particularly, Chingono had harsh words for Nelson Chamisa. He called him incompetent. He said Chamisa did not register people to vote, and he said Chamisa is going to lose the 2023 elections. If you look at what Chingono is saying and the way he was saying it, I think there is a lot that is wrong with it. And as I said I think, because these are my opinions. You know, I say a lot about Chamisa, but I say it in public, and I am a bit different from Hopo Chingono because Chamisa doesn't come to my house. And Hopo Chingono has got access to some of the most important people in the world. He's got access to journalists from all over the world, embassies. He's got access to high-ranking people who take his word. So when Chingono says something, we have to dig deep and say, is this correct? Is this not correct? Is he saying the right thing? Is he saying it in the right place? It's different from Gambakwe. And it's also different when you're talking to state security agents. It's almost as if you become an informer when you do so. Because it's not like he's going to go and tell Chamisa that I had a conversation with Zimbabwe intelligence about your chances of winning the elections. So the context of that conversation becomes a problem. And to make it worse, Chingono is denying that he is the one who was speaking in that video, in that audio. He's denying that his words were taken exactly the way they were taken. And he's denying that he said those words in the way that he said them. And I think, and as I continue to say, I think, because these are not facts, these are my opinions. Chingono is not correct in his assessment of Chamisa. And I want to make this clear. I have a lot of respect for Nelson Chamisa. Chamisa is probably one of the smartest people that you have ever seen. He's managed to maneuver the Zimbabwean environment, the Zimbabwean political environment, for a very, very long time. From during the times of Morgan Tsvangirai up to now, from when he was a student. That is not a small feat. So he is not incompetent, like Hopo Chingono said. I do not believe that Chamisa is incompetent. I believe that Chamisa is very competent, and I believe that Chamisa has got what it takes to be a president in a country like Zimbabwe. And I've said this before, long back from 2018. I believe Chamisa understands the problems. He may not have the strategy that everyone wants, but he does understand the problems that are needed in Zimbabwe, and he understands what needs to be done. He understands what needs to be changed. So, for Hopo Chingono to say Chamisa is incompetent, I do not think that is correct. Also, Hopo Chingono then says that Chamisa is going to lose the election. I do not agree that Chamisa is going to lose the election this time around. In fact, I believe that ZANU-PF is the one that is in trouble because voters are very, very angry. So, in short, Hopo Chingono was not correct to say that Chamisa will lose the election. that Chamisa is incompetent. And also some of the things he said about not having the election because of no reforms. I don't agree with those. I've covered this in detail this week. There is really no need for reforms this year. Chamisa is going to be having the benefit of the angry voter. So, in short, something made Hopo angry and he decided to vent. He called the intelligence agent. He's not the one who was called to ask. He took his phone, he called an intelligence agent, the Zimbabwe intelligence agent, started to speak, said a lot of things about the election, about Chamisa, which I think reflects on him, not on Chamisa. And I know that Chamisa has got a lot of followers. A lot of people love Chamisa. And they'll be very, very disappointed with what Hopo Chingolo did. What I would do if I was Hopo is, obviously, I would apologize to Nelson Chamisa very, very publicly. That was a bad mistake that he did. And this is something that he should not do again. So, if I was Chingolo, I would come out and apologize and say, I'm very sorry about what happened. It was a mistake. But I do not expect Chamisa to trust Hopo Chingolo, to let him into his inner circle. It's better to have someone who criticizes you in public than to have someone who criticizes you in private, someone who does not believe in you, but they walk around making you believe that they trust you. So this is where the dilemma is going to be. I do not expect Chamisa to now be seen at Hopo Chingolo's house, sitting there taking photos. That period is over. Chingolo has made a big mistake here. And he has been exposed by the very people that he's talking to. They do not care about him and about his views. They do not think he's a very serious person because they've calculated that he's not a serious person. His opinions are not worth anything at all. This is what has happened. And I'm sure the disappointment among the international community in Zimbabwe to see Chingolo going to the same people that he says have been arresting him and keeping him in jail, and carelessly talking about Chamisa, who has given him the benefit of the doubt, who has let him into his inner circle. I think that is a big disappointment to the international community. And Chingolo will have to do a lot to clean his own image. He's messed up big time on this one. And I want to just end with the facts. The fact is that this election is not forgone. Chamisa stands a very, very big chance here. And ZANU-PF has to do a lot. I'm going to dig deeper into what ZANU-PF needs to do to win this election. But the environment has totally changed. From last year, when I went to Zimbabwe first, a year and a half ago, on 14 September 2021, to now, in that 1.5 years, Zimbabwe has totally changed. The situation on the ground is no longer the same. And as I said, it's the year of the angry voter. 2023 is the year of the angry voter. If ZANU-PF does not do the right things, we're going to see something totally different this year. It's not going to be the same as any other past election. So this is the advice that people need to be giving to ZANU-PF, and people need to be making Chamisa, especially people around him, they need to be letting him know that he's on a verge here of a big win, because people are very, very angry. So we are on the verge of a protest vote in Zimbabwe this year. Within ZANU-PF and from outside of ZANU-PF, we are on the verge of a protest vote that you've never seen before. And what Hopo Chingolo was saying about Chamisa, incompetence, poor leadership, church verses, I do not think those are serious things that you can say Chamisa will lose the vote because of that. Registration of voters. The voters that are registered are enough. Those ones that have been registered right now, they're 5.8 million. They are more than enough. You know that this is a drop from the previous number of people who were registered. The turnout is not going to be 5.8 million. So the number of people that are going to vote are enough for Chamisa to win. And he is not out of the game. So no one should be under the illusion that the election in Zimbabwe has been decided. There is a lot that is going to happen within the next few months, the next 6 months. We need to give proper coverage to this election, and we're going to do so. We're going to do it properly in a way that is helpful to both sides. But do not dismiss Chamisa. And if you are a Chamisa supporter, you know that he is not a person that you can dismiss. He's a very, very smart young leader, and he's got what it takes to win an election. But the Zimbabwean environment is not the normal political environment that we have in other countries. Southern Africa right now is going through things that it has never gone through before. We are in the middle of the most difficult time for Southern Africa, and this is fertile ground for surprises. So if you're a Zimbabwean right now, you're living through a moment that no one else, no other Zimbabwean before has ever lived through. And you're going to be watching it happening day by day, and it will be unraveling in front of your eyes. So this is what I just wanted to say about the whole situation. It's sad that he has to be seen doing that and saying things that he said about Chamisa, about Young Ostalos, about Mahere. It's difficult already for these guys. I don't know how the guys in the opposition, the people who are very, very close to Chamisa, can then turn around and betray him the way that Chungono has done. So that is all I wanted to say for today. Thank you very much for watching. We're going to be covering this election day by day. There will be something new about the election every single day until the day the election is held, until after the elections, until the inauguration. Thank you very much. And if you have any comments, put them in the comment section. Thank you very much and good night.